I can't look at you.
I can look at you, though. I can look at you.
Nope.
I can look at your soul.
You're not looking at me.
I'm looking at you right now.
Nope.
I'm looking at you.
Nope.
I'm looking at you.
I'm not looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
I'm not looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
Nope.
I'm looking at
The
you.
worst part is I could see your eyes moving.
All right.
It's concerning.
Yeah.
I can just hear the clicking.
So, yeah. Hey, Andrew, how you is? How was your sleep?
It was 8 hours of actual sleep.
Nice.
I set an alarm for 7:30. Didn't even wake up.
I'm glad I called you at 8 then.
Yeah.
So,
I also set an alarm for 8. Didn't wake up.
until I called you at 8:03.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a little more freedom now. As you can probably see, Jason has sadly passed. Like legit, he's the only one to actually die now. I know we make jokes about Kevin and Andrew and me if we miss videos. So we made jokes about Kevin and Andrew. But Jason has sadly passed. On to doing his own stuff. Because yeah. No, yeah, but in all serious, Jason has decided to take a step back. We decided to downsize, so it was kind of like it worked itself out because yeah. Now it's just back to how Redirected started, the two homeboys. Hood rats.
Please
Yeet.
don't ever say those words. I'm
Yeet.
fine with yeet, but not the others.
But yeah, no, he's gonna pursue some of his own things, hobbies, maybe even work on his own YouTube channel. Probably won't be kid friendly, but I can't say that for sure. So you'll see him in some stuff. We got Back for Blood still going on. The DLC for Life is Strange, and do you want him in the old Life is Strange?
Yeah.
Okay, so Life is Strange. He might come up on some podcast here and there. So the podcast might not be as fun for some of you guys.
My ears are burning.
Jason's awake. But yeah. So we're just basically going back to our roots. We're going back to doing this stuff. And we're going to inform you on a lot of things like we used to.
So
Take
I
it
guess
away.
we should hit the biggest topic.
Yeah.
The elephant in the room.
Chicklet. Yeah.
She's the second. We're also in different rooms, so it depends on like which room we're talking about.
Am I the first? You said she's the second in the room. I know I'm big. But you don't have to call me out like that.
I'm sorry. Have a PPOJ.
Trying to make me fatter? Dang, bro. I'm drinking water.
I'm drinking water too.
That's not water. That's diabetes.
Water.
This is
I
water.
don't know
It's
what you're talking
liquid.
about.
It's just liquid. It's just liquid in this cup.
That's a bad idea.
That is cold.
Why did you do that?
Because I am stupid. Holy crap, that was cold.
What do you expect? You didn't clean that up off the floor now? Or how that chick would look at?
It's all over me. None of it got on the floor. It all got absorbed by my sweatpants.
I guess that's what they're for.
Yeah, for absorption. Oh, man. But, yeah, the elephant in the room, right?
Oh, you wanted me to?
Yeah.
So you're opening a PB&J. So I got engaged.
What?
I'm just kidding. I would
How?
never get engaged. Um,
How? That's not how that works.
to myself.
Ooh.
I'm marrying myself.
Yeah. And I'm marrying myself. I got a ring and everything. You gonna talk about it, or are we?
So Xbox bought Activision.
There you go. The elephant in the room. Andrew's not engaged. I'm sadly not either. But no, yeah, Activision Microsoft buying Activision.
I don't know what Microsoft is.
I think I said
I don't know what
Barkersoft.
you're gonna say, but
I think I said Barkersoft. Imagine like a Microsoft made by dogs. His name would be Willie
it'd be
Gates.
better if it's made by cats. It'd be called Microsoft.
No.
Microsoft.
Because nothing would get done. Apple's more
You're
Microsoft.
right. They just look at like a new game coming in,
Kick it off the
knock
table.
it right off the table.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's like the biggest news in a while. I mean, they bought Bethesda last year.
Yeah.
And so, like, now they're getting... This is basically the Soul Stone of the gaming world. Because, like, the Soul Stone was the biggest... No, that was the Mind Stone. I don't know. They're collecting all the Infinity Stones by buying all these publishers and stuff. And, yeah, the Activision one's a big deal. Especially for Andrew.
Why is it a big deal for me?
Because you get to play Guitar Hero again, possibly. Because they want to build those
possibly
again.
in like 4 years.
Yeah, but at least it might happen. I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's gonna be great because like everyone's excited to work for Microsoft for some reason. Like they all look at this and go, they give us free candy, and like like working for Microsoft is like going trick or treating every day. If you'd like to hire us, Microsoft. Are you
They won't
messing with
hire
the
us.
lights on your headphones?
No, it's dying. Forgot to charge it.
I'm like they're flashing.
It's okay. It'll last for another hour. I've tested it.
Can't you plug and play them?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just let them die.
Okay. All right. But yeah, you've looked more into the Activision thing than I have probably because like you watch that person.
That person, his name is Riker.
I don't know who he is. I've never
one of
seen him
the-
before you showed me.
He's one of the better Diablo players. He's been playing since early Diablo 1.
So he's excited for this as well.
Oh yeah. He I don't think he actually liked the whole Activision takeover. And it was a takeover. Like Blizzard apparently like they kind of let a lot of things go when Activision bought.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just agreed to their terms instead of trying to do it their own way. That's why nobody really likes Blizzard.
Well, they also don't like them because of other reasons. Wasn't there like a bunch of like sexual offense charges like last year?
All the allegations, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
like everyone hates them and boycotted them for that.
Most of the is it Activision or Blizzard? One of the two. Most of the employees actually did a walkout, and they haven't come back to work for like a month.
Well, maybe they'll come back now that they're owned by Microsoft.
Well, they're not owned yet. It's still gonna take another year, year and a half.
Yeah, but they can go to work and be like, yeah, eventually soon. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Oh my gosh, it's happening.
It's also that like even though they're owned by Microsoft, they still have to but whatever his last name is, Bobby, who owns Activision, he
Mhm.
may or may not step down. So they're still gonna have to report to him if he doesn't.
Well, he has to
And then
report to
he
Phil
goes
Spencer, though.
He goes to Phil Spencer.
Yeah, but he's no longer, like, he'd be the second in command. But I feel like he would just leave. I feel like he knows what's against him. And I'm pretty sure Phil Spencer's come out and said stuff about it where he's like, nah, he's gone. If you work for Microsoft, you don't have to worry about sexual allegations. Just make good games and have fun. Did you hear what they said about Call of Duty, though? Possibly not being annual anymore? They're like,
some of the creators are actually saying they don't want it annual.
I think Phil actually came out about it. He's like, we want to release polished Call of Duties. We want them to come out finished and polished. And if they need more time to work on it, even if there's a deadline, they're going to get it. Which means, like, Trump tried to do it with America, but Phil Spencer's going to make Call of Duty great again.
Pooping there?
No, but I think this is overall a good thing. I didn't realize how many subsidiaries were under under Activision Blizzard, like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, all those things. I forgot about Guitar Hero being Activision.
Yeah, Activision owns a lot of things.
Well, Activision technically, before Sony did it, or before Insomniac Games did it, they owned Spider-Man first. Is Activision TH? No. They also own the prototype rights now too, right? Or is that THQ?
I'll be fine with another prototype not coming out.
I've always wanted to play them and never played them. Like, it's a series that's always interested me, but I never got around to buying them.
You ever play Bayonetta?
Nope.
Kind of like that.
It's always looked like the Infamous games from Sony. I don't know if you've ever played the Infamous games.
I haven't played them, but I've seen them.
It always reminded me of that from what I saw, but it's been a while since I've looked at anything. But yeah, those are like, they're not gonna make more of them, but like, yeah. Now, if Microsoft buys EA or Ubisoft,
no,
I feel like the Ubisoft thing could be a little more realistic though, because like, think about it, Microsoft does a lot of stuff specifically with Ubisoft. Like, there was more advertisements for Far Cry 6 with Microsoft than there was Sony. And there was a lot more deals that Microsoft was doing. I think they even made it like a game that came with some of the consoles. Which they did that with EA games as well. And EA is on the Battle Pass, on the Game Pass. So, like, that seems more logical, in my opinion.
Yes, sir.
I don't think they should buy any more, but if they do, there's two right there. Make EA great again, too.
I mean, they did 10 times as much money into Activision than any other company has ever done, ever.
Yeah. It's going to pay off, though. And for all the Sony people worried, like, they're still respecting the deals that were made with, games coming to that console. So PlayStation will still get Call of Duty. And I've heard that even after the contracts end, they're still going to release games on Sony. They're not going to make them exclusives. If they did, though, Microsoft won. Console wars.
Kitty. Just looks.
But yeah, I want to see good things happen with it, but I also man, I'm looking at, because like, we're going back to kind of being a little organized since it's just two of us and we could probably just be silent for half the podcast. I'm looking at the list right now, and like 3 of the things on here have to do with Microsoft. Not all of them have to do with Activision though. It's just Microsoft.
Nobody cares about Activision.
And then 3 things have to do with Jason. I got doing it wrong and mental health. I don't know. I made this list while sitting in church, okay? During the Haitian service. But have you been following any of the news on Halo?
Mm-mm.
Like, you know about how they're releasing their pricing on like like the store they have. Like it's not going to be as much.
I didn't hear about that, but I heard about the credits for next season.
Yeah, they're going to be earnable through the battle pass, which I think is smart. They're listening a lot to the fan base from what I'm reading and what I understand.
Well, that's a decision that should be made for every battle pass. So you buy it once, you'll never have to buy it again if you're really that smart.
Yeah. I mean, if you decide to save it for that, but if I see the cat ears come around again or Mr. Chief, I'm buying one of them. I guess you just got to like, I don't think they're going to give you that much though. Because what was the battle pass? Like $20, $10? I forget.
I'm not spending $20 on a battle pass. No, it was like $10.
Okay. So it was $10. So like that's
I'm a star.
1,000 credits?
That would be about 1,000, yeah.
I think that,
so. Yeah. The battle passes for the games, like Fortnite, for instance. Fortnite gave you
V-Bucks.
1,300, I think. 1,300
right.
V-Bucks. So you'd have a little extra every season. So like if you were smart enough, you would save your extra ones. You would spend 1,000 on the battle pass every season, so you never had to buy that again. And then you'd spend whatever credits you earn after that through the pass on like cosmetic stuff. You wouldn't get a lot, but
you don't have to spend real money, except for one time. So $10 could make you go on for 10 seasons if you played that long and did it right.
I'll probably do. I'll just spend it on the pass.
Yeah, we have to buy the next battle pass. Although if it's not interesting, like the Reach one I like the most, but other than that, there's no reason like to play Halo. Sorry. Like it's just like play with friends, but half the time no one's on anymore for it. So
what are you talking about?
No, I'm saying like when you're not home. I'm not going to play a game alone unless there's something to go for. I played like a little bit of Halo in my free time, but like not as much as I would if you guys were online or home.
It's the only game I can't get mad at now.
What?
Apparently, I get mad at like every other game now that I play alone.
I got mad at League last night.
You need to play Wild Rift.
I don't want to. I don't want to get into it. I don't like
it's
mobile
literally
stuff.
It's League but mobile.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Can I sign into my account?
Yeah.
My Riot account?
Yeah. You wouldn't have all your characters because it's obviously a different game.
I don't play mobile games though. Like I have Peggle on there and I opened it once. Like mobile games don't interest me that much. Because if I'm on my phone, I'm going to be on like Instagram for a little bit and then get off my phone. I'm not on my phone like 24/7. So like I don't see a point. Like you have games on your phone? No, I don't got games on my phone. Andrew got games on his phone though.
I got multiple games. I have Diablo coming out
Shadow
soon.
Legends.
We are not sponsored.
No, but you have it on your phone probably still.
I have it on my phone.
Yeah, I figured.
But that one wasn't by choice though. That was downloaded when I got it. That was preloaded on the phone when I got it.
Yeah, I've never actually played Raid Shadow Legends, so
it's not as bad as people are saying, sir.
I never said it was bad. I just don't play mobile games. I played mobile games in high school. I remember that beat game.
What?
I was dropping the beat.
Remember that beat. Can you drop that beat?
Do you remember that beat
song?
that Beat Stars game you had that we both played for a while? Beat Stars?
I still play it.
Yeah, I don't. I played it in the hotel, and then after we left the hotel, I stopped.
It came out with a season pass sort of thing, so I finished that.
I didn't even know it came out with a season pass.
I told you about it. We were sitting on the couch.
I told you about the credits, or the game stuff. Your cat being cheaper in Halo soon. Last night. We both don't remember these things, apparently.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I just agreed to that.
You said you never heard about the store being cheaper. 2 minutes ago.
The store.
Oh, you're like, I didn't hear about that. I was like, yeah, we talked about it yesterday. So I just left it alone. I'm like, maybe we didn't talk about it, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure we played with Nier last night.
No. We talked about it.
Yeah, I was like, I can buy, like, if the cat ears come around, they'll be like $5 rather than $20.
Still want to get these cat ears.
I still want to get new headphones because these are starting to, like, hurt. I mean, it doesn't help that this side is like this and this side is like this, and no matter what I do, I can't do anything about it because it will just go back.
It's gonna frame your head.
Mm-hmm.
Just be looking like.
Oh God. This is gonna be fun. We'll get back into this. We'll get back into the swing of this. You and I did these for a while without people. We'll get back into the swing of it. It's better than last week though so far. You're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Last week was just we've been pushing ourselves a little too much lately. I know the comment was made in the podcast last week, was it? Or was it might have been something else. It might have been Jack and Dexter, but I know like Jason said so if you ever want to start a YouTube channel, and I'm like, it takes a lot of work. And it does. Like, I can't tell you how many times we've almost taken another break from it because it's just exhausting. Like, and so like last week, all that exhaustion came out through us. Like, so if you notice the podcast, I watched it again while editing it, and it wasn't as bad as I remembered it being while filming it. But yeah, we was tired last week. We was burnt out. And then, like, yeah, we all had a little sit down individually and just, yeah, a lot of us have some things we got to work on personally, mentally, physically, emotionally, together. Stop pulling out food, bro. What the heck? Can't talk when your mouth's full. Like, that you weren't even eating last week. What happened?
Depression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, seriously though, like, starting a YouTube channel, take breaks if you can. Like, if you have to, get someone else to edit for you. That, like, yeah. We're not going to take a break because now there's 203 of you. But, yeah. it starts to suck the life out of you a little bit. You start to get fatter. You start to become the number one elephant in the room, as Andrew called me earlier.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did. You start to, like, your barriers that you put up for, Andrew doesn't have this much of a problem, but, like, I have a bad mouth every now and then in our free time. And, like, so sometimes your barriers go down because you're not focused on it. But just give yourself some time. I need to learn to do that because I'm saying this right now and still not planning on giving myself time. Andrew, I don't know what he does in his spare time. He has more spare time than I know.
I really don't have as much spare time as you think I do, though.
Than I know. But
I only have like 2 or 3 hours a day at most.
Yeah, but what do you do during those 2 or 3 hours?
I talk to you pretty much.
Well, you play games and stuff.
That's
though.
Literally how it's been for like the past week.
Yeah, but you've had more downtime to play games and stuff.
Yeah, like it's time I could be doing other things.
I consider that downtime, getting to play a game. I can't sit down and enjoy a game unless I'm going to be able to spend time or play with one of you guys.
That's why I can play God of War. My plan is like at least finish it this week. I haven't even played it.
I haven't even beat Halo, and I was the most excited one to play that game. Like I launched it the other day and then ended up sitting on the front porch for 4 hours talking to Jason. I left the game open, like I told you not to do, and I did it and came back inside, and luckily it closed itself for inactivity. But yeah. Also, I played Horizon Zero Dawn the other day just for a little bit. I don't like it.
It's hard to get into, but once you actually get it, once you actually play it, because I didn't like it at first either.
Well, just
it was boring. It was just the same old game.
The
But
story.
once you really get into it, it's a lot better.
The story seems cool. The gameplay isn't to die for. Like the mechanics aren't like exhilarating.
You're playing it on PlayStation. PC port is terrible.
Well, I don't know. Like I just feel like Sony comes out with all these games that are just the same. Like it felt like I was playing Tomb Raider is the best way to put it, mixed with like Uncharted. Actually, it felt more like Uncharted because Uncharted is the PlayStation version of Tomb Raider. It felt like Uncharted with I don't know. Basically, what I'm saying is it feels like Sony took a picture with the same exact lens and the same exact filter on every single game they make, except for Spider-Man. That's the only one that's more vibrant and more fun and upbeat. Like Sony's like, hey, we're gonna make games that are just super serious and not for kids. And then Microsoft's over here like, we just bought Crash
Sony
Bandicoot.
Doesn't really make them; they publish them.
Yeah, but like most of the games they publish, like you have is it Sekiro? Which one was there? Ninja game, Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, like that game. It felt like that a little bit. Like all their games are just like super serious, super hardcore. Like you got to be really good at these games. Like they have more exclusives from the Dark Souls series. Like the only game I would say is enjoyable is I mean I haven't finished Last of Us, but like even Until Dawn, like all their games just feel like they're meant for adults, which is cool. Sony can keep the adult games and Microsoft can have the more kid-friendly games. But like I don't know. I grew up on Sony and we've been playing the games I grew up on, and like most of them are like and the games nowadays are like like Sony honestly should have been the ones to buy Bethesda because that's the style of games Sony releases as exclusives.
No.
Think about it.
I don't see Sony owning like a Fallout game ever.
No, I know, but well, most of the games are Fallout if you think about it, other than the first person aspect. Like their games all just have this filter on them. I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like you could play one game. You could play Last of Us and then get into Uncharted. And if you didn't know what game you were playing, you would think you're playing the same game. If someone put you wouldn't. But I'm saying like as someone like like I sat there and like legit looked at the graphic comparison. They're the same game. It could just be that this is Joel when he's younger. Like
you know why, right? It's the same studio. My guy, it's Naughty Dog.
yeah, most of the games that Microsoft Sony releases are all Naughty Dog games. So like, yeah,
Horizon Zero Dawn was Guerrilla.
That's the only game that you know from them on there.
Which I think they actually just bought them.
Yeah, but that's the only game that I know from that company. Naughty Dog's been around since PlayStation 1. And like they made most of the original games for PlayStation 2. And then of course there's Sucker Punch, which made Sly Cooper, and I believe they made the Infamous series. So like their two studios have made pretty much all their games up until this point. And now they're, new people coming out and stuff. I know they had Killzone for a while. Killzone?
I don't know what that is.
It was a PlayStation 4 exclusive, but they had previous titles before that. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is like just the grittiness style that that Sony releases always is just the same. Like the filter they use, it's like me going out there filming something with like an f1 shutter speed and like using a 50mm lens on everything I do, and not changing lenses and not changing filters, which is cool because like it shows you, hey, everyone kind of uses the same engine as us, but like.
At the same time, you can't really complain, though, because every single one of those games are all hits.
I can complain. I haven't played them. And none of them are Jack and Dexter, so they all suck.
Last of Us 1 was Game of the Year. Last of Us 2 was Game of the Year, I think.
Yeah, but they keep releasing it because they can't come out with new games.
Well,
aren't they re-releasing the second one again?
No.
For the PlayStation 5?
They upped the scaling for it like they did for God of War.
Aren't they doing the first one? Which one? I know one of them was getting a remastered again.
No, not a remaster. They're remaking the first one, which I don't agree with. I think they should just leave that one. I don't know.
It's way too soon.
I mean, I kind of understand because it was 2012 and it was made for the first gen PS4. Like it was a launch exclusive, so
PS4 or 3?
4. Right, actually no, it was 3.
It was 3, yeah. PS4 they came out with a remaster.
No, it was 4.
No, it was 3.
No, it was 3.
Yeah, it was 3 because that game's old.
Yeah, it was
2012. 3, yeah. 2006? No, PS4 came out in like 2015 or 16 or 14.
So it's technically 2 generations old.
Yeah, but remake other games. If you're gonna remake a game, remake Jack and Dexter. Do something smart. Don't just keep coming out with the same game over and over. Okay, it came out 2013. But you know what I'm saying is why are you sticking to one game for every console? Microsoft took forever to come out with Master Chief Collection, and that's their one game.
But I think they also want to bring Last of Us to PC too. I think that's partly why they're remaking it, because they want to build it for a new engine with better graphics.
People will play it if they just release it now. I played it on the PS4. It looked good.
I'll play it.
I'm sorry. You and I were talking about God of War. Again. God of War on the PlayStation 5 and the PC is literally just God of War on the 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole argument I'm trying to make with you about there's no reason to putting your game on an Epic because no matter what, Medium's still going to have the same amount of shadow quality almost. They just literally go, haha, remaster, but it's nothing. There's a catalog of Sony games to remaster. And I'm sure Microsoft is going to take advantage of owning Activision to remaster some games too.
Well, there's a regular remaster, and then there's a good remaster where they actually go in and detail every character and every model, every prop and stuff.
That's more of the remake that's more coming out recently, like Mass Effect and Dead Space is a remake.
That's what I meant to say, the remake.
Yeah. I agree with a game, a series being remade. I think they're doing the Crysis trilogy. They're not just doing they did the first one recently and saw how good it did. So I think they're coming out with
trilogy already released.
Oh, it did? For Crysis?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get the Mass Effect one because that's a series I've always wanted to. So Mass Effect 3 interested me a lot, and I really wanted to get into that series, but never could.
That's the ones I want to play. I've
I've
only played one.
Was that on PlayStation?
No,
I think that was Microsoft and PC.
Because Andromeda was still Xbox too.
Andromeda was the one that got me in. I actually bought Andromeda day one and played it. Fell off. It turned into Outriders. Now I have a game to compare it to. It felt like Outriders towards the end of its life. And Andromeda was supposed to be really good, and it wasn't bad. It's just too much. I can't sit there and play an open world game like that. Unless I'm now recording or live streaming it. But it had potential. All these games that are being remade, that's what they should do with Jack and Dexter, is remake them. Use your new engines. Do what Ratchet and Clank did. Maybe just make a new one. Make a new game. Make a Jack and Dexter 4 or 8. I don't know what this one would be. You had Lost Frontier. Well, Naughty Dog said they wanted to, or they want to but don't want to. It's not the direction they're going in, but they'd love to touch the series
about
again.
Every single game. Last of Us 3 isn't confirmed, but they said they want to make it. But they said they really don't want to. They want to start something new.
Well, they do. I think they said it at one of their interviews.
Not remake. They want to make Last of Us 3.
Well, they'll remake it if they make it.
Probably.
I think they came out with a comment saying that like their studio is a little different. That's why people like working for them. Is like they don't just go, hey, this is the game we're making. They sit down in a room and everyone talks, like all the game developers that work for them and stuff. Go, hey, let's do this. Let's maybe try this story, and then they'll be like, I don't feel like we should do that right now. And like they do it as like a board of like workers rather than like Bobby Stupid from Blizzard saying we're releasing Overwatch 2, which is just That's Overwatch Activision. 1. Bobby Obenduker.
It's a different person for Blizzard.
I don't know.
Blizzard has a CEO they're on.
You know what I'm saying though. It's not like they come out and go, hey, we're making Overwatch 2, which is just the same game. Same maps and everything. Nothing's changed. But we're adding story and charging you $60. I
think it's partly why I don't know if you know this, but the lead creator for Overwatch, the lead like designer and director, like he actually left the team like months ago.
Uh-oh.
So he's not working on Overwatch 2 anymore, so we got passed on to the second lead.
Some games need more. Some games, I think, I understand the reason to make a second game. You can polish the bugs, you can polish it more, you can make more money because you can sell it again. But honestly, add more maps. Do what Halo did. Most of their games lasted a long time towards its life cycle's end. Like between Halo 3 and Halo Reach, we're not going to add ODST to that because ODST was more of a standalone DLC. But like between those two games, they released map packs for Halo 3 that you bought for like $6, and it came out with like 5 or 4 maps, and it just kept adding and adding.
Had map packs.
Yeah, back in the day. And they also, like, Black Ops had, like, you could buy the bacon reticle site.
Dude, I had the bacon, the dragon. Like, I spent so much money I didn't have that I begged my parents for just to get the skins. I played a lot of Black Ops 2.
But, like, I bought the bacon stuff, and, like, I bought all the Halo maps. And, like, no one does that anymore. No one does map packs. And I think if they did that, they'd realize
so much better.
It worked because I'd rather play the same game than buy another game and spend more time in a new game. I'd rather you fix what you already made. You're already sending out updates every week. Why not? Look at League of Legends. That's a bad comparison because it's just one map. But League of Legends it has not changed their engine. They have not changed everything since the beginning of the game. They've released new champions. They've released new game modes that are still built around the same thing, but they haven't had to re-release a new like League of Legends V2. Like they've just kept to the script, kept to the formula, kept it going, and it's still one of the most popular MOBAs out there. Like, I don't know if it's a MOBA, but are we gonna play Halo Wars if they're multiplayer? We discussed it in a video like 3 weeks ago that I just edited this week.
I don't know if the first one is multiplayer, but I think the second one.
If not, we could do a watch through. I'll watch you play it.
I'm turning away for a second.
Or I'll play it because I've never actually finished the first game. No, you should play it. I want to watch you play games.
I actually haven't seen them. I've seen like
fun.
Screenshots and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Now I think Halo Wars 2 is multiplayer. Halo Wars 1 isn't, but if you do get them, I'll watch you play it. The first one.
Oh, if we're doing it for playthrough, I'll definitely get it.
Yeah, I'll watch you play it because I want to play it, but like, But we got to get through Infinite first, I think. Although it would be better if we played the second Halo Wars before Infinite. We can release Infinite whenever, right? We don't have to worry about releasing it around the time it comes out co-op.
Sure.
Because I was going to say, we could just play through those games as well. Finish Halo 1. Don't do Halo 2 because we don't want to kill ourselves. Also, why are we still playing on the... I thought about this too. Why are we still playing them on Legendary?
Because they're fun. And we played them all on Legendary.
Yeah, but we played them on Legendary to say we played them on Legendary. Now we're just going back and filming the old ones to film the old ones.
Well, now it's just content if we die.
It sucks, though. We could play them on, like, Heroic with some skulls on.
No, we're playing Legendary with skulls.
Not Halo 2, please. Halo 1 we're okay with. Halo 2, please, no. Can we just play Halo 2 on easy? Just put it on easy.
It's not that bad.
Halo 2 is torture. I don't know what you're talking about.
So Halo Wars offers a co-op experience that's completely fresh and unique.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh, so we can play it together. They're on the Game Pass, which I had to buy. It's worth it, though, to do content. Why not?
Content.
Well, we have a little bit of time before we have to do it, so by then I might just buy them because I want to own them. Hopefully. I made my whole entire schedule of what day bills are due for the next 5 months so that I can just have an alert on my phone 3 days prior so I know. And then I'm still just going to work 5 days a week, my goal. But at least I'll be like, okay, this is the day this is due, this is the day that's due. So I'm a little more organized in my head because, like, I'll sit there and be like, 28th coming up, like, next week. I know something's due. Rather than now, I'll be like, I have the money. It just alerts me.
I do that, but I do it, like, monthly. And even then I do it bi-weekly. So every time I get paid, I think, like, what's due with that paycheck. And, like, what I can put back, what I can spend.
Yeah.
So I know what I need to pay for when it needs to be paid.
Yeah.
Like, since I've had a credit score, I haven't been late on a single payment. It's like 30-something months.
Nice. Lucky you.
I plan to keep that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I plan on some point getting a credit card, a real credit card, and fixing everything at some point. Credit sucks.
At some point.
Credit sucks. Just as much as Cuphead. I brought back the segues.
Oh, segue. You're talking about the segue. There's a Cuphead show coming out that I'm going to force him to watch.
Yeah, we call you Rio, by the way. I know you have a different name on YouTube, but we call you Rio just because that's what you are on Discord. Yeah. Happy to know that Sundays are your favorite day, apparently.
If he refuses to watch it, I will force him to sit down.
I probably will sit down and watch it before you even sit down and watch it with me.
You want to bet? I'm not betting.
No, because we don't have time to watch stuff together anymore. We've been trying to watch Harry Potter for 3 weeks.
We're doing that tonight, right?
No, not tonight. Not tonight. I'm trying to get back. This week I'm working longer days, and I need to get into a habit of going to bed at a good time. Because I have to make my car payment and rent in 5 days. So I'm working longer days. It's my fault. Mental health, right? Yeah. Woo. What are my eyes doing? But yes, Cuphead. The Cuphead show. The Cuphead show that looks like torture. The Cuphead show that makes me want to die. Cuphead show that makes me see. We saw the dragon again in the trailer. Andrew and I watched it on the couch or on here. We did on Discord that day, and
yes.
Yeah, I screamed when I saw the dragon. I was like, I'm not watching the show if Grim Matchstick's in this. I know his name. I know his name still because I've had to edit 4 videos with him in it. The last 2 boss fights we've done took us a week each. Not when we say a week, by the way, we mean like the days they come out is every week, but really it just takes us 30 minutes. Grim Matchstick took us like 2.5 hours, maybe more. Like, well, I don't know, because you spilled glitch on your keyboard 1 week. And then the week after, we just ended the video right after killing it. Well, we did a little dance. But, yeah. Cuphead. Have you watched Witcher yet, by the way? Because I heard
Nope.
toss a coin to your Witcher playing when I walked by your room earlier.
Did you happen to hear a bunch of other music?
No, it's the only song I
List
heard.
on my Alexa.
That's the only song I heard was toss the coin to your Witcher. I'm like, is he? I don't remember that playing in season 2. Season 2, there's another song in there that he sings, but it's like not toss a coin to your Witcher. It's more like burn your Witcher.
Sweet Kiss.
Yeah, it's like burn your Witcher, kill him. Like, it doesn't say anything about burning your Witcher, but it's implied that the song's about his friend abandoning him, which happened in season 1.
It's called Sweet Kiss.
Yes.
That's also on my playlist.
Someone's like, we all know what we want. We want an album released by Yaskier. I'm like, I mean, yeah, I bought Toss a Coin when it came out. It's on my iPad. Is Apple Music on my Samsung phone? Can I download it so I can just download my song?
I don't think so.
I want to listen to Sorry Miss Jackson like 10 times.
Ooh, I am for real.
Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. Hey, it's on here. Oh, it's already downloaded. I just had to press accept. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know how to log into my... Check with Verizon. So what do you have? Do you have anything you want to talk about? Or do you want to just go ahead and start wrapping up?
I like rapping.
I know we're a little short by like 10 minutes. Surprisingly, we made it. We made it, Andrew.
You can hear me snapping.
Like we said, gonna be a little awkward for a couple of weeks because we're going back to just being 2 people. But we have some new content ideas, some new things. Just gotta get through a couple months because yeah, we're gonna be back to double uploading. You guys might notice if you're at this point in the video, like schedule changed a little bit. Everything main still being out there like it is, but trying is the key word. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is going to be double upload days. And instead of Halo coming out on Thursdays, it's being moved to Mondays. Power Wash will still be on Fridays. And then Wednesday is going to be kind of a random day. We have a Super Meat Boy filmed, and if you guys like it, we might do more of it. We have Heavenly Bodies that Jason and I did, which... if you guys like it, we might do more of it. Him and I will still play it in our free time. Maybe record it just to have it in case I ever need backup footage. And then, of course, Beat Saber and some other random stuff here and there. But there's also some other games we can just play and release. Like Wednesdays are not set for anything. They're more like there might be some stuff that happens like a couple weeks. Like there might be like, hey, we might film this and have it release for 3 weeks. But other than that, Wednesday is not going to be set to a certain game. And even when like Power Wash is done, Power Wash will turn into something else. And like we have Minecraft possibly coming back at some point, and Sea of Thieves, and I don't know what we're going to do about Raft because we don't have Kevin or Jason. But if anything, we get them back for a video or 2 to do the rest of Raft. I still have to edit that video we filmed. We all got back. It filmed like an episode or 2 of Raft, and then Kevin left halfway through. We stopped. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Andrew's just filmed his mouth, so I think we're going to go play Halo. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what we planned on doing? Okay. So, again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for getting us up to 203. Getting us up to 200. It's been happening a little quicker than I'll be honest, it was a little slower, but also quicker because I didn't realize how long it's been since we reached 100 milestone. And actually, it's been less than a year that we reached 100. So, but yeah. How do you feel about this? Just real quick before we wrap up. How do you feel about it being back to 2 of us? You think this went well?
I like Scooby Snacks.
Is that a yes?
You can end the video now.
You're recording too.
Oh.